I'm Jasmine Huford, and the topic that I'm going to be discussing today is the misconceptions about the food we eat. The first misconception is the usage of GMOs and its effects. The second misconception is the truth about organically grown foods. Most of the public do not know what they are eating. GMO stands for genetically modified organisms. Genetically modified organisms are plants, animals, or microorganisms whose genetic material has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally. The most common usage for GMOs is in crops and livestock on farm. When farmers plant their crops, they generally worry about three things that could prevent a good yield: insects, weeds, and weather. Most of the genetically modified crops grown around the world today address problems caused by insects or weeds. As consumers, we probably don't perceive direct benefits to ourselves just by picking up the product off the shelf. Many genetically modified crops have secondary benefits that shoppers are unlikely to be aware of just by glancing at an item in the aisle, such as lower costs, less soil erosion, and less pesticide applications. However, plants aren't the only type of GMOs that we use. GMOs are also used to produce many medicines and vaccines that help treat or prevent diseases. The main misconception is that GMOs are harmful to us and in our environment. GMOs have undergone more detailed evaluation than any other group of plants that we consume. GMOs differ from a conventional plant by the addition of just one or two genes that produce one or two new proteins. The National Academy for Science concluded that GMOs are safe for human health. In addition, over the 2 decades that GMOs have been on the market, there have been no occurrences of health issues due to genetically modified organisms. As GMOs stand today, there are no health benefits to eating them over non-GMO foods, but the production and the quality of crops has increased numerously in the past 2 decades. The second misconception is one that many have false understandings about. Many people think that having organically grown food means that they were grown without pesticides or fertilizers. When the Soil Association, a major organic accreditation body in the UK, asked consumers why they buy organic foods, 95% of them said that their top reason was to avoid pesticides. When farming for mass production, it is very difficult to grow crops without fertilizer or pesticides. Without those key factors, our produce that we buy in the stores would be insect and disease ridden. That is why we have organic and more commonly synthetic fertilizers. The definition of organically grown food, according to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, is food grown and processed using no synthetic fertilizers or pesticides. The key word in that definition is synthetic. So basically, farmers use pesticides derived from natural sources. Organic farming entails use of cover crop, green manures, animal manures, crop rotations to fertilize. Some people believe that by not using manufactured chemicals or genetically modified organisms, organic farming produces more nutritious food. However, science simply cannot find any evidence that organic foods are in any way healthier than non-organic ones, and scientists have been comparing the two for over 50 years. In a study in the UK with 3,558 comparisons of content of nutrients and other substances in organically and conventionally produced foods, they found absolutely no evidence for any difference in content of over 15 different nutrients. People also think that they are helping the environment by purchasing organic foods, when in fact, that is not cut and dry. Yes, organic farming practices use less synthetic pesticides, which have been found to be ecologically damaging, but factory organic farms use their own chemicals that are still ecologically damaging, and refuse to endorse technologies that might reduce or eliminate the use of these altogether. Another reason organic farming isn't more green than conventional farming is that while it might be better for local environments on a small scale, organic farms produce far less food per unit than conventional farms do. In conclusion, neither GMOs or organic foods is what the public think they are. I believe that people need to stop looking at what the news outlets say is good and bad and decide for themselves based on the fact that they receive. I hope that when you buy food next time in the stores, you pay attention to the labels and know what you are eating. Thank you.